I have a bird feeder in the garden. It also works as a cat feeder. I started growing some fungi in my garden, but it failed miserably. I guess there is much room for improvement. My gardener talked to me about the edible herbs I can grow. It was sage advice. Did you hear about the gardener who went insane? He was hearing voices in his shed. I stood in my garden early yesterday morning, wondering where the sun had gone. Then it dawned on me. How did the millionaire gardener get rich so quickly? He was running a huge pansy scheme. My neighbour sees me kneeling down, busy in my garden, and asks me what I'm doing. I'm putting all my plants in alphabetical order, I said. Really? I don't know how you find the time. It's easy. It's right next to the sage. My wife is furious at our next door neighbour, who sunbathes nude in her garden. Personally, I'm on the fence. Why is the Incredible Hulk such a good gardener? He's got green fingers. I used to make loads of money clearing leaves from gardens. I was raking it in. How do you get the perfect garden? Trial and error. Yet again, someone has added more soil to my allotment. The plot thickens. What is a gardener's favourite novel? War and Peas. A friend dug a hole in the garden and filled it with water. I think he meant well. Why did the gardener quit? His salary wasn't high enough. What do you get if you divide the circumference of a pumpkin by its diameter? Pumpkin pie. Weed is a plant that has mastered every survival skill except for learning how to grow in the right place. What do you get if you cross a four-leaf clover with poison ivy? A rash of good luck. What is brown and runs around the garden? A fence. What do you call it when worms take over the world? Global warming. I used to have a job making furniture out of plants. I'll tell you, it was no bed of roses. Why shouldn't you tell a secret in the garden? Because the potatoes have eyes and the corn has ears. I'm making a belt decorated with herbs from my garden. My friends tell me it's a waste of time. I used to be terrified of gardening. Then I grew a pair. Turns out my front lawn is chicken-proof. It's impeccable. What do you call a homeless snail? A slug. What do you call a tree from another planet? An extraterrestrial. What do trees drink? Root beer. I think I saw Michael J. Fox at the garden centre yesterday. It might not have been him though. He had his back to the fuchsia. What do you call 2 rows of vegetables? A dual cabbage way. What did the big flower say to the little flower? What's up, bud? What do you call a cheerleading herb? An encouragement. I put an electric fence around my garden. My neighbour is dead against it. What do you call a nervous tree? A sweaty palm. Why couldn't the gardener plant any flowers? He hadn't botany. What position does a baby plant serve in the army? Infantry. I want to tell you about a girl who only eats plants, but you've probably heard of her before. I can cut down a tree just by looking at it. It's true. I saw it with my own eyes. My wife told me I planted the wrong flowers. Oopsie daisy. Why was the cucumber angry? Because it was in a pickle. How can you tell when a plant is scared? It soils itself. Which part of a plant has the most friends? The bud. Which game do herbs like to play at parties? Pass the parsley. What is small, red and whispers? A horseradish. Which plant is always shivering? A chili. I was really impressed by a gardener I saw the other day. He was outstanding in his field. What kind of vegetable do you get when an elephant walks through your garden? A squash. What did George Michael say to the gardener? Rake me up before you ho-ho. Why did the cabbage win the race? Because it was ahead. What grows when fed but dies when watered? Fire.